What's up, guys? It's Brandon Flash. You're joining me in a 2022 Audi e-tron, and we're heading from Bergen, Norway to Oslo, Norway. If you haven't already, watch the first part of this video where I went from Oslo to Bergen straight through with a bunch of stops at DC fast chargers. Check them out. And then before this even, which I just finished, we explored Bergen quite a bit. What a beautiful city this is. Anyway, let's get to it. Get on the road. So I'm going to reset the trip meter here for this morning, or this afternoon, I guess, at this point. So here's kind of my plan. I'm gonna head to, there's a DC fast charger here at this little stop. I went there yesterday. That's before this kind of deciding point of splitting off which way we can go. So that's where this kind of, right here is kind of our split point of which route we go to then continue on to Oslo. I think I'm gonna go the northern route because we went the southern route, but I need to look into how to use superchargers. I think I have it set up correctly as an American to use them with a non-Tesla, but I need to verify because the northern route is almost entirely superchargers versus Circle K and stuff on the other route. Starting off this trip with about 81% charge, so let's get going. There we have the Bergen neighborhood. Very old homes, as you can tell by the roofs. We walked down there a little bit on the previous video, if you haven't watched that. And then coming up here, we're actually coming to Bergen Fortress. So this is where they actually did some battle, I believe. I don't know the full history. All right, we charged up to 84%. I stopped charging a little bit early because we're gonna head to a Tesla Supercharger to see if it works. And then this way I'll still have plenty of range that even if it doesn't work, I can still go to another charger and not have any issues. But yeah, we're gonna get going, 115 miles. It's kind of out of the way and it's a little different route than I initially planned. So kind of my original route was to go up here, I think. Yeah, up here. But I think instead we're going to go up to this and then we'll cut down. And I think this is Geilo in here. Somewhere in here. Well, anyway, we're going to overlap some of the route we went out just for simplicity's sake. And we'll see where we end up as far as staying tonight. Probably somewhere east, but the reason I want to go on some of the same route that we went is I want to see how busy they are today on a Saturday versus yesterday on a Friday, just for comparison's sake. So let's get going. Pull off the main road here for a moment, and this is super cool. Just a road between rocks, basically. But it's still like paved, so that's pretty impressive. I mean, not the best paving, but still. Super cool. This is just so beautiful. We've got snow-capped mountains up there. We've got rocks all around us. Lovely Audi. Moss on the rocks. Another mountain over here. Like, what more could you want than this? It's just dead silent. Oh, we've got a little stream, fjord, river, lake down here. Oh, this is bigger than I thought. This must be a fjord. But wow, this is just incredible. Well, we made it to the Orlund Tesla Supercharger. There's also some BKK Evany DC fast chargers over there. And I'm going to attempt to charge. I'll let you guys know if it's successful, but I'm going to make a separate video telling you kind of how I did it and what the process looks like for all of you wondering. It's all jacked up in off-road mode because I had to park over the curb. Anyway, I'll see you guys when I'm done charging here. I did want to mention we rolled in with about 50%, and here we are charging on the Supercharger at 126 kilowatt. Well, we successfully charged on the Supercharger all the way up to 90%, and just beautiful views at Circle K. And I'm gonna run inside the Circle K, grab some snacks and some water. And then basically right after we pull out of this parking lot, like right over there, we're gonna be going in the world's longest car tunnel. And it's 24.5 kilometers or 15.23 miles. So very long. So far I've been really impressed with Norwegian tunnels because somehow Norway manages to have cell service in their tunnels better than I have on my way to work in the Charlotte, North Carolina metro. So I don't know if that's a dig on Charlotte or a compliment to Norway or a little bit of both. But anyway, I'll be back in a moment and then we'll hit the tunnel. Well, I finally booked a hotel, Thon Hotel in All, I think is how you pronounce it. But we're going to go through the world's longest tunnel and then we'll do kind of a roundabout way. And then that way I think I'll have like 3.5 hours to go to Oslo tomorrow, which should be a pretty easy day.
But I don't think I can do that yet. Give it time, I think things over. But there shouldn't be a spot in my head. All I do is lay in bed awake at night, dreaming of the things that I could say. It's too late. But I didn't hear the sirens ahead. Yeah, I'm alive, I'm still breathing, even though they tried to leave me for dead. All I do is lay in bed awake at night, dreaming of the things that I would say. That's a waste. Finding out that heroes let you down. My ignorance has led me here again, but I'm finding out as I go.
Well, we rolled into All, and I'm at the Circle K charging up. We arrived with 29%, already up to 31%. You can see the Circle K behind us, and then you can kind of see the hotel there. That. It's the Thon Hotel something, I forgot what it's called, but it was relatively cheap, seems decent enough, so I'm just charging up enough so I don't cold gate overnight, because it's kind of cold out actually. It is down to 41 degrees, and that way I can just hit the road in the morning. I'm going to head all the way to Oslo tomorrow, hopefully get there like midday or so. Got some snacks in Circle K, now it's time to head up to the hotel, right up the hill as I showed you. We added 55.88 kilowatt hour in 26 minutes. This e-tron is just a charging beast. That was from 29 to 90% too, so it's not even just the bottom. So they have Type 2 charging here at the hotel, but I can't activate it because of Norwegian phone things. But here's another e-tron charging, and I do have a Type 2 cord in the front. Made it to my hotel. It is the Thon Hotel something. Made it to my hotel. It's the Thon Hotel Hallingdal. Overall looks pretty good, I think. Little dated, but seems clean, so that's what matters. Let me show you guys. So here you walk in, kind of a shelf thing, a little fridge, which is nice. Got the double bed situation, which is pretty common in Europe. And then just the comforter draped over the top, I think is what's going on there. I haven't looked closer. Some chairs, little desk, couch that I won't be sitting on. And this is where the age really shows. These burners here and these cabinets. Could use a little love, but not too bad. And you have a tub, which is very deep. Shower. And the flashing is not happening in real life, it's just the refresh rate. And there's that. So overall not bad. And it looks like tomorrow we're going to be going up, or I guess east a little bit, to Arendal, and then we'll head down to Oslo. Looks like 152 miles and just over 3 hours. So I'm going to aim to try and get out of here kind of early, maybe around 9-10 o'clock, if not earlier, so I can get to Oslo around early afternoon before everything's closed, or if everything's already closed, at least it's nice out so I can do stuff, because apparently everything is closed here on Sundays. But anyway, I'm going to work on editing the Tesla video that you guys are going to see before this. So it's the Tesla Supercharger e-tron video. See you guys in the morning. Good morning from all Norway. Just woke up and got ready for the day. Now I'm going to head down and grab some breakfast before it ends at 9 o'clock. It's 8:49, so cutting it a little close. Did pack up the room mostly, so that way after breakfast we can just get right on the road. We had some delicious breakfast at the hotel. Norwegians do not mess around with breakfast. And here's our starting point for today. So we're going to go out this way and then down to Oslo over here, rather than going this way, which is where we came into, or where we went from Oslo to Bergen. And I have stats from yesterday for you guys. 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour, and we drove 334.6 kilometers, so quite a bit of driving yesterday. And here are our stats so far since we got this rental: 832 kilometers and 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour. It's worth noting that towards the end of the day yesterday, there were pretty open roads in like this kind of glacial area, I guess you would describe it as. And there was some pretty quick moving traffic, so I was able to drive a little bit more spiritedly than I have been prior to yesterday. So that was a bit nice, but did drop the efficiency, not that it really matters. And we are starting today with 87% charge. Must have dropped a little bit overnight because we charged to 90 last night, and I probably drove mile and a half, if that. So I probably parked with like 88, 89%. So interesting that it dropped that bit. Let's get going. We're almost to the Circle K in Bergen, and this Audi e-tron is just so good. I was absolutely shredding it behind a motorcycle on some country roads. I made a wrong turn, but I am so glad I did because it was a great drive. But this car, it's comfortable, it's quiet, it's composed, it handles well, it charges great. Range, it's hard to say because the speeds here are a lot different than the United States use cases, so I can't really compare based on my experience, but seems fine to me. I mean, I would be totally fine with the like 200-mile range or so, but has so much space and it looks so good. This car is just so understated, but yet awesome. And this one even has no glass roof, and it has manual seats. Crazy. Well, we made it to Circle K Bergen. Let's get plugged in here. I think this is going to be close enough to reach. I'm not entirely sure. So let's find out. We've got some Ionity stations behind us with kind of the new style, so we'll check those out in just a minute. We're just plugging in on a 50 kilowatt. Here we go, we're charging. Switch this to English. I'm a big fan that you can change these so easily. Lots of contactors clicking. We're at 61%, so like I said, we really don't need to charge. And then what's cool here, so we're at 50 kilowatt, that's awesome, we're maxing it out. So we've got chatter modes, CCS type 2, and then we also have just type 2. So I believe that would be 22 kilowatt. Not 100% sure, it's not labeled. Then we have another 50 kilowatt here. Stickers are peeling on that one, not ideal. But it's kind of cool, we've got the little canopy here. I believe these are old grown contact stations. And then here we have the Ionity. And it looks like these are made by Tritium still. I wasn't sure who made these new style units, but they look pretty sweet. You've seen these, I'm sure, many times before on Bjorn's videos. They've got the cool little light thing going on. Cool cable management. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty sweet how it holds the cord so wide so it doesn't snag it at all. And it looks like we've got a pretty big travel plaza with the Circle K and everything going on here. So as I was charging, a Leaf pulled up and charged on the other 50 kilowatt unit on Chatamo, of course. And then Kona Electric pulled up as well. So we had a little bit of what Bjorn calls Ladestau. So there was a little bit of queuing, but I left because I didn't really need to charge it. Charge it up to like 67%. Yeah, 68%. So now we're headed to Circle K Sandvika, basically outside Oslo. So pretty much straight there. Looks like we have about 2 hours, 88 miles. pulled into the Circle K Vic. Gonna charge for a moment on the 50 kilowatt here. We actually have some Ionity behind us as well, so that's kind of interesting. And there's a Tesla charging with a CHAdeMO. It's a Model X with a CHAdeMO adapter charging on a 50 kilowatt. So that's kind of interesting. I'm gonna head over to the Shell across the highway, whatever they call it here, and check that out as well. They apparently have 6 hyperchargers. Here's a really awesome Shell recharge station. So they've got 3 hyperchargers, and they're using the wide body units, but with only 3 power modules. So they're 225 kilowatt instead of 300 kilowatt like they can be. But overall setup's really nice. They've got 6 parking spots. They've got the 3 units. They've got the switchgear on the pad, which is a really smart use of space there. A bunch of bollards for all the important equipment. They have a trash can over here, and they only have 1 light, so that's not ideal. I'd probably put another light over here if it was up to me. But overall, really nice. Yeah, it's a Shell gas station. Check out the awesome cab over Scania and Volvo trucks that they have here in Europe. They're just awesome. And an EQC. We don't have those in the US. And beautiful lake and mountain. Like, what else do you need here? Well, we've made it to Circle K Sandvika, and we're about to plug in under the canopy on a 150 kilowatt tritium unit. They have a 150 kilowatt hypercharger, and they also have 2 50 kilowatt tritiums under here. There's more DC fast chargers under the canopy than there are fuel pumps. Charge up to 90% at Sandvika. Great installation. Grabbed a snack, a drink, and some Twix. Now we're headed to Oslo city center to go to the hotel. So I'll see you guys in a bit, and then that's going to wrap up this video. I'll go over the final stats and everything. I made it to the hotel room, Thon Opera, right across from the Opera House. Beautiful place. Hotel is a lot nicer than the Opera Hotel I stayed at last night, or the Thon Hotel I stayed at last night. Let me show you guys quick. There's a little entryway, some snacks, coffee. That's all minibar type stuff though, so I'm not going to use that. Shower. There we go. Not bad. And it's got the European style double bed situation going on. The white balance is really off. And then we have a nice view out of the courtyard area. Parking was really not that fun getting here or figuring out how to get around to here, but we managed. And thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. If you made it this far, why haven't you? And I'll see you guys on the next one.